everyone. How is everyone today? So glad to be here with you all. I have a little spinny circle, so I'm hoping that that spinny circle doesn't mean. Oh, here we go. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? I have the flashy light saying we're live, so I had a spinny circle for a couple moments. So it's gone. So I believe I'm live. So hello, thank you so much for everyone that joins me now or on the replay. Welcome to your Woo Wellness Moment, your daily break for total well-being. I'm Dr. Toni. I'm a psychotherapist and PA. I'm a transformational life and wellness coach for the busy and ambitious professionals that are seeking meaningful, effective, and fulfilling work-life balance in their lives. And often people come to me having worked really hard to make sure they look put together on the outside for others to see, but inwardly they're really struggling with anxiety, overwhelm, disconnection, chronic stress. And so I do have a profile on the Wellness Universe's site, which I have left there for you, and I'll put in the comments below. If you are curious about how I can support, I am offering pro bono resources right now for those that are in need during this time. So just a reminder, a disclaimer that this content is not intended for the purpose of providing medical advice. This is purely informational, okay? All content here is purely informational and for you to use at your discretion. If you are in need or you are in crisis, of course, always call 911 and get the support that you need that is local to you absolutely soon as possible. I'm so excited to be here with you all today. How's everyone doing? How are you? Over the past several weeks, I've spoken to people that are experiencing a variety of different kind of emotions about what's going on and how it's impacting them, how it's impacting their loved ones, how it's impacting our world. And some people are wondering if how they're feeling is bad or wrong in some way. And I want to preface this with however you are feeling, it's not wrong to feel that way, okay? It's not bad to feel that way. We're all feeling the way we're feeling for a reason. And some people I've spoken to actually feel calm, while others feel completely out of control. Some feel hopeful that we can and will move through this united with greater clarity when it passes, while others feel really shackled by the anxiety and the fear of all the uncertainty that exists right now. Most others I've spoken with are kind of in a limbo, and maybe you can relate to that, where they go back and forth between feeling okay and feeling not okay, to say the least. So wherever you are at with your feelings, I ask for that during our time together, for these moments together, if you would be open, if you would be willing to accepting those feelings for whatever they are, wherever they are, if you're just open to inviting yourself maybe to give yourself some permission to feel however you feel and let it not be judged. So I just offer that, I extend that invitation to you. All right, that decision is yours. Right now is a really hard time for many, many people for different reasons, and rightfully so, right? In some way, shape, or form, we're all being impacted. Our world is changing in this way that's new, that's different for all of us in our lifetime. So we don't have to look too far to find bad or sad or scary or traumatic news, do we? We don't really have to look that far. Scroll on the news feed, turn on the news, put on the podcast or the radio, right? Which actually, because of that, I considered those factors when I sat down to think about what we would talk about today during these moments that we share together. And I debated with myself whether we would go into discussing some of those challenges that we're all facing in our own ways. And what I decided was that there are a lot of people and a lot of places that are already offering that discussion right now. It seems almost everywhere we look, right? That we're bound to find someone discussing the challenges. And I do think it's important to discuss challenges. It is important to be aware of what's going on because we want to be able to stay informed so that we can make informed decisions that are impacting us, impacting our world, impacting those around us. It's also equally important to find a sense of connection and safety when and where we can amidst these challenges, amidst the chaos. It's important to create and tap into this sense of internal peace when all this external chaos is going on. Yeah? And this is important because the reality is that we as individuals cannot take immediate action to control all of the outside chaos that's going on right now. Yes, we can stay informed and we can make informed decisions as long as we're staying informed, right? So that we can be a part of the unfolding solution and movement forward. But we can't directly control and create the outcome that we all want at this moment right now. True, right? I learned early on that us humans, we really like to feel in control. Can you relate to that? And the funny thing is that we tend to want to feel in control of things that we don't actually have direct control over, like other people's behavior, for example, or during this time, like the coronavirus and its impact that it's having on our society. And so we struggle with then our awareness of what we actually do have control over because we're so busy focusing on that which we don't have control and how much we want to have control over it. And that creates the struggle with us being able to connect with the things that we actually can control, the things that we actually do have direct influence over in our lives, like what and who we give our energy and our focus to. When we focus on trying to control what we can't control, it's exhausting. It's like trying to put our hands on a wall and trying to push the wall with our bare hands. It's so much energy. And when we focus on what we do have some control or direct influence over, it's still going to call for effort, right? But the outcome is so much more rewarding. It's hopeful. It's empowering. It's helps to fuel our energy rather than constantly drain it. And so today, that's what I want us to talk about. Today, that's what I want to be able to leave you with a connection with that which you do have direct control over. Today, I wanted us to kind of sort and sift between what we do have control over and what we don't, so that we can make a conscious decision on what we're going to focus our energy on, our thoughts on, our sights on, our attention to. Okay, and how we're going to go about doing that, as opposed to focusing on everything we can't control that we desperately want to be able to, and getting kind of sucked away by all of that external chaos and losing ourselves a bit in it, feeling overwhelmed by it. And we're just going to focus moment by moment. We're not going to be looking towards how we can directly control or influence next week or next year or next month or anything like that. Just right here, right now. So if you're open to do that with me, I would love to have you engage in that with me a bit. This refocusing on what is within our control feels empowering, and it really can help us to move forward with a clearer mind because we're able to focus a little bit better able to take action when and how we believe we need to take action in a more effective way. And so here's just a brief activity that I want to leave you with today. I'm going to encourage you, if this is something that you feel called to do it at a time when you feel safe, and in a place where you feel safe to do it. Okay, so just grab a piece of paper. All right, and draw a circle on one side and a circle on the other. And on the top of that paper, simply write how you're feeling. And I'll give you an example to kind of guide you through. So for me, I'm a mom of 3, and both my husband and I are currently working from home due to COVID. Now, I was working from home prior, but he was not. And my youngest is 2. He's not needing school right now, but my other 2 are 7 and almost 11. And so they do need schooling. And we have a schedule to accommodate. So on any given day, if I were to focus on all of my responsibilities to educate my kids, to do my 2 businesses, to make sure that we have an according schedule that supports both my husband's business and my business, and also getting the meals cooked and the house cleaned and doing all the prep that we need to do around the house and making sure the 2-year-old is tended to. If I were to focus on all of that all at once, I would feel overwhelmed. Just speaking about it, I'm like, blah, 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 right? Fueled by anxiety, and I wouldn't be able to show up in the way that I want to show up, navigating those things that I need to navigate in a way that felt like I was doing it in alignment with who I am, right? In fact, just this morning, my daughter really wanted my attention. And it wasn't an urgent situation or anything. She just really wanted me to watch something that she and my son were doing. However, I was working, and she knew that it was my work time, but she was struggling to understand why I couldn't give her my attention, all of it, in that exact moment. And at that moment, I felt some frustration rise up within me. I could feel like almost like this heat rising up within me. Have you had any experience like that at all? If you're a parent, maybe you have. So I told her I would be in a few minutes, and I explained why. And I noticed how I was feeling. I caught myself. I asked myself, all right, Toni, I can feel that you're getting frustrated. I can feel that heat rising. What can you really control right now? What do you actually have control over in this moment right now? I see that you're feeling frustrated, but what do you actually have control over in this moment? What can you focus your attention and energy on? And so I realized I couldn't control what she was feeling. I couldn't control what she was wanting. I couldn't change that for her. And I couldn't change the fact that I did have to get work done. The boundaries were clear. Our schedules had been discussed. They were not some anomaly or vague thing to my kids. They're aware of what my work schedule is. All three of my kids have an idea of like what the schedule is. It's hanging on the wall, right? So there were things I couldn't control, but I could control my perspective about her behavior. She wasn't trying to be annoying. Don't we feel that way sometimes as parents, even though it might be embarrassing to admit? Like, why are you trying to annoy me and not listen to what I'm telling you right now and respect the boundary? It's so easy to go there, right? It's normal, natural, and it's really quick to go there. But truly, I was able to notice any kind of perspective that was coming up, and I was able to shift it that she really did have this deep need, this deep desire to have my attention in those moments. She did have a need of attention from her mom in those moments. Okay. And I could notice that rather than focusing on the behavior itself, I could notice what's underneath it. And I could also control how I chose to respond to her needs while also maintaining boundaries about my own. So this quick check-in with myself of what I could control and what I couldn't control helped me reorient. So when I was able to complete what I was doing with my work, which I did, I maintained my boundary, and I was able to then attend to her request, I felt calmer. I felt more present because I wasn't holding on to the frustration. There wasn't this unclear boundary. The boundary was clear. It was reiterated, and I was able to reorient myself internally because I focused on what I could control, and that's where I took action, right? And then you get to feel calmer and more present in that interaction in those moments. And so while it's completely normal, completely okay, completely human to experience this overwhelm sometimes, we don't want to live in it. Right? We don't want all of our relationships to be ruled by it. So today, I encourage you to practice doing something similar. Take that paper where you drew the 2 circles and you wrote how you feel at the top. All right? And in one circle, write what you can control. And in the other circle, write what you can't. So, for example, I was feeling frustrated because of this interaction I was having with my daughter and needing to be pulled in these different directions between work and being a mom. So I got out my circles in my head, right? And I said, this is what I can control and this is what I can't. And once you do that, you now have the power to choose which one you're going to focus on. Make a conscious choice, conscious decision about how you're going to proceed based on which one you're going to focus on. So I ask you, would you be willing after you do this activity to make a conscious decision about which one you're going to focus on? That which you can control or that which you can't, just right now in this moment, not forever, not for next week, not even for all of the day today, but just for now in this moment. Whatever feelings you're having right now, no matter what they are, they deserve to be tapped into, tended to, and avoiding them isn't going to help you move forward in the situation the way you want. And so I encourage you to feel free to leave comments, ask questions below, and I will respond to you. I'll be happy to support you. I really, truly appreciate your time with me here today. And I'm sending you so much love and so much warmth and so much wellness your way. Okay, y'all? Thanks for being with me. Bye.